Why, hello there! The 0 point is getting a lot of attention as we close in on the end of this season. What is going to happen then? In this video, we'll showcase in-game evidence that is new as to how this season will end. Congratulations to the gifting winners from last video. You can see their comments on the screen now. For a chance to win in the next video, answer the following question: how does hair grow? And how does it know how long to go? I'll pick some of my favorites from the comments and send them some in-game goodies. Before going any further though, I want to stress that you cannot win without subscribing. So tap that subscribe button and the notification bell, like the video up, and use code PineapplezYT in the item shop to support future gifting. Let's ride. So we know that the 0 point is exposed, we know that it's unstable, and we know that it's most likely going to serve as a platform during the live event that we're most likely going to experience this season. Now, during this video and through looking at social medias and my comment section even, I've noticed that there are some hints via NPCs in the game that have actually updated very recently to inform us as to what could happen later in this season. So if you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's get into it. Let me preface by just saying I think something major is going to happen with the 0 point. So the very first NPC here we're going to speak to is none other than Mancaked, who you can find here at the Butter Barn. If you go inside and chat with him, the very first line that he should say in terms of dialogue is, "Has that thing always been so unstable?" That's a very clear reference to the 0 point, probably a reference that it's continued to get more and more unstable as the season has progressed. There's no way Mancake would be asking that now at this point during the season when he's already seen the 0 point for a month and a half or 2 months, so this must be a recent addition. And even if it's not a recent addition, it is still something that he's saying right now, which I think has relevance. Next up, we're going to visit Colossal Coliseum, where you can clearly see that Menace has a big quote to say as well. His quote says, "Can you feel that? We're in for a big fight." Or at least something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Menace seems to be expecting something very big, a big fight. Now here's where it can get a little crazy. Does he mean a battle in terms of like a gladiator battle inside of his Coliseum? Or is he referencing what's going on with the 0 point? My guess is probably what's going on with the 0 point, although cannot confirm. If you did not think those two first NPCs were very convincing, well, this one is no doubt going to change your mind. So this is Bunker Jonesy. He has 2 spawn points, one of which is here. If you go and speak with him, there are so many different dialogue chats that he will say to you, and I'll just kind of let you look at them as I scroll through the different ones, while kind of giving you a basic rundown of the major points. Right away, when you talk to him, he says, "Here it comes. Don't say I didn't warn you." That's crazy. What's coming? What is coming after us? And for that, I immediately think back to the Season 9 Fort Fight image that basically showed that Jonesy was a prophet and he was telling and foretelling what was going to come on the map. He predicted the Season 9 Final Showdown event. He predicted so many different things if you look at this image that now he's come back in some other form, I guess, and he's saying that it's coming after us. And here it comes. I have the sense that this Bunker Jonesy could be a literal version of the living Agent Jonesy that we know right now and that is taking charge in this whole fight against the escapees of the loop. If you ask him about the 0 point, he says, "Oh yeah, I remember. My job was to jump in and see what happens." If you follow up and ask him what happened, he'll say that he's still figuring things out. On top of that, he looks so holographic, like he's glitched into some sort of computer simulation, which very well may be what the loop is in and of itself. He also points out that there is a clear way out of the loop. He makes that very evident. If you ask him how to get out, he says it's too dangerous to talk, you shouldn't be asking him. If you say, "Please tell me," he says, "I'm going to ignore you." So clearly there's something this guy knows that he's been trying to tell everybody forever. that nobody is listening to, and I'm really curious to figure out what it is. Jonesy also says you, me, everything, it all loops. And if that's the case, then the best conclusion is that Bunker Jonesy is Agent Jonesy, but much, 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 much older, and he's been trapped in the loop ever since he jumped in, which was the event that led up to this season, but chronologically it doesn't matter because everything's looping back and forth, so at some point things would end up being at the same time. It's really difficult to wrap your head around, but that's what I think it is. Bunker Jonesy also mentions that he is the original Jonesy, which makes a lot of sense as to the theory I just mentioned. He'd be the original one that started everything because he was the first Agent Jonesy, and by this logic, Agent Jonesy, who had to go into the 0 point and into our map this season, that's not the first time he's done that. And so somehow the loop is so messed up that it's messing things up in the game even worse, and this is really a headache to follow, but it's so interesting. Jonesy also says that he's still figuring things out in terms of what actually happened after he jumped in, and he says he's still seeing things that happen. So he's probably still, after all of the warning he's already giving us, trying to give us a prophecy of what's happened if we just look close enough, because ideally in this theory world we're in, all the events of Fortnite have just already happened, and we're just looping back and forth over and over, and so by that logic, something's already happened, we're just waiting for it to happen in this loop of the timeline. Let me know what your theories are, I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching, drop a comment, make sure to subscribe, I'll catch you in the next one, peace!